is a Champion News update. Today we have Demetra Demonte. She's the secretary of the RNC. But before Demetra was the secretary of the RNC, Demetra, you were a grunt, a ground troop person. Is there importance to that? And what is the importance for the grassroots to get out and knock on doors?
Absolutely. I believe that all elections are won on the ground. And even though I'm a downstater now, I was born and raised in Chicago. My dad was a Democrat precinct captain. I learned the ropes from my dad. I used to walk precincts with my dad, knock on doors.
What do you do when you knock on doors?
When you knock on doors, you see who lives there. You see how many people are there. Are they registered to vote? Will they be needing an absentee ballot? Do they have a child that will be turning 18?
There's a reality
Those are the kinds of things.
There's a reality. You know, we can all get smoked up in politics and try to make predictions and all that. But there's a reality in talking to real folks.
Oh, absolutely. And I'll tell yes. And my dad knew everyone. And so, and of course, if they needed a garbage can, but that's Chicago politics. But no, I learned the importance of doing that. In fact, I'll tell you, when I turned 18, do you know where my birthday was celebrated? At the 36th Ward Democrat dinner. I was invited by my dad. We had a table, because my dad, of course, being a good precinct captain, had several tables that were sold. And all of a sudden, they brought out this huge cake. And it was for me, and I was just a grunt. But you know why? Because I had turned 18. Because they understood the importance,
the value of your vote,
an extra person voting.
You know what?
That is grassroots.
You were a heck of a lot more than just a person voting, though. Even then, you were a lively thing that would bring others to appreciate the party in those days.
Right, but you know what? I'll tell you, I was, but I'm one of those late bloomers. I was a good student, but I wasn't all that active at Loyola when I went to school. What got me motivated were the Clinton years, raising 2 teenage daughters. I had it. I said, you cannot sit in the side. You cannot get involved. No more talking. Walking the walk. Now it's time to walk. And what better way to walk the walk than
actually walk?
You know, so that is what got me motivated. Which to me, and I believe for anyone to really be successful, is the passion. There's something pushing us, and it was the belief in our country, the belief in my kids and future grandkids that got me into this.
Well, you know what the coolest thing about walking precincts is, because that's the way to really do it. It's really where the magic is made. But you could leverage your vote. You could look someone in the eye, especially you believe what you're doing. I've come from a sales background, and if I did not believe in what I was selling, I couldn't sell it. And I really feel that you can talk to 10 people. You could change eight of their votes. That's legally voting more than one time and getting that vote out. And like you say, identifying people who are not registered, being plugged in with people who are registrars to go and get those folks registered. It's so important, and elections have so many consequences.
Well, really, and it's not. I mean, here in Illinois, and I don't know all the statistics. Michael could probably even help me with this. But in the governor's race, how many more votes would Bill Brady have to have picked up per precinct to win?
It was like 2 or 3 votes per precinct.
Oh, one would
see what I'm saying? See, that is the importance of every vote.
Well, with Joe Walsh, he won by 291 votes.
All right, it's right there. So people who say my vote doesn't count, that is wrong.
And you know what? Democrats right now are either going to stay home. They're probably so disgusted they're going to stay home. Why not go ahead and knock on those Democrat doors, ask them questions? You could identify if they're disgusted. If they're disgusted, then they compel them to action, to get out and vote for Republicans. Our state is in crisis. Our state is, how many people are leaving here every year? And this country is not going in a good direction. So
who is in charge through all of this perfidy? Democrats have had every important office in the state for a great many years. We have to throw them out of
They have way too much power and way too much influence.
Got to win the House and the Senate. 2 years after that, we'll get a chance at governor. We'll get a good governor then, too. But the House and Senate, we'll swing it. We'll find even the Democrat, Governor Quinn, who's an awfully compassionate guy. He's going to like us better than he's going to like Madigan to work with. So we'll get some stuff done even with Quinn in there. But it's got to be done here.
No, absolutely.
So, Demetra, what do you...
And we've got to win this thing big for Romney as well. And we got those 4 guys that got elected unusually to Congress. So we got a 3-layer election coming up. We all got to turn out big for the Republican Party. We can't let the Democrats perpetuate this misrule.
Well, I think that the Tea Party knows that they have to get out in the streets. What would you like to tell the grassroots? One more thing, what is your final thought for the grassroots for this election cycle?
If you want to get involved, you have to hit the streets. There's no other way. It's the pavement. Because the Tea Party is the ultimate grassroots. And it's important to talk with people, to exchange people, to bring voters in.
Even if it's somebody going on their neighbors, on their own block.
Oh, yes.
Just your own little block.
Do you realize, you do realize what an advantage you have in calling door to door? I mean, some guy walking up saying, I want to talk to you about this election. If you know what's good for you, you'll put a sign in the lawn. That's not going to go over so good.
No, that's right.
You get...
That's a Chicago way.
Yeah.
We don't want nobody sent here at our door.
A large individual at the door gets the dog excited, the whole thing. But you ladies have a much better way of persuading people. And I really love your salesmanship and dedication to values. You're where it's at. And there's a lot of other women out there like you that ought to get the satisfaction of teaching everybody that there are family values out here that are part of the Republican Party.
Yeah, part of the platform.
And they're important all up and down the line. The values of the family are it. Obama is not our daddy.
Nope. Well, from values to victory, I want to thank you, Demetra Demonte, Secretary of the Republican National Committee. And you started out as a precinct walker. Folks, get out there. This is the most important election of our republic's life, and every vote counts.